Tournament success doesn't really start at the table. Most of it actually happens weeks before the event through preparation, practice, and building good habits. Today, I'm going to walk through exactly how I prepare for tournaments, from signing up for the event all the way to the first round. 2 or more weeks prior to the event. After I sign up for a tournament, the first thing I do is read the player packet. The packet tells you exactly what missions and layouts will be played. From that point on, during normal practice time, I only played those combinations. That gives me the best possible feel for how my list functions on the exact missions I'll see at the event. The other major piece is the list itself. The biggest improvement I've made as a player was committing to a list early and stopping list chasing. I'll optimize small things during practice if something clearly isn't working, but I don't rebuild the army every month. Instead, I refine the list and the play patterns over time. I haven't made a major change to my list in about 6 months. At my last GT, I went 4-2, which is my best result so far. The 2 games I lost weren't list issues, they were play pattern issues. That told me the list was fine, I just needed more reps. If you know which armies are difficult for you, try to practice into those specifically. For me, that's Adeptus Sororitas, Tau, and Votann. When possible, I'll schedule practice games against those factions. Good practice games build deployment consistency, communication habits, game pacing, rules familiarity, and mission familiarity. Finally, invite your friends. Tournaments are significantly more enjoyable when you know people there. When I first started, I attended tournaments alone. Now that I regularly see the same players and have teammates attending events with me, the experience is much better. The week of the tournament. As the event gets closer, I continue practicing the designated missions and layouts. By this point, I already know my general deployment plan and the game my list wants to play. The goal this week is reinforcement, not experimentation. I make sure my list is submitted on time so I avoid any penalties. I also set up the Tabletop Battles app with the event and preset rounds. I preload the missions and layouts so scoring during the event is smooth and automatic. Then I prepare snacks. Tournaments are long, sometimes 1 day, sometimes 3. Having food and water available prevents exhaustion and brain fog late in the day, which is when most mistakes happen. The day before traveling, I pack my army and double check it against the submitted list. I also pack water, snacks, dice, tokens, objective markers, and any other game aids I regularly use. Nothing feels worse than realizing you forgot something basic, like a tape measure. On the day of travel, if I'm traveling the same day or the day before, I focus on safe travel. That means monitoring weather, knowing the route, giving myself extra time, planning a place to stay if necessary. Removing travel stress helps preserve mental energy for the event itself. And there's the day of the tournament. I always aim to arrive at the earliest check-in time listed in the player packet. That usually gives me about 30 minutes of buffer in case of traffic or delays. If I'm traveling a long distance the same morning, I build in even more time, usually an extra 15 to 30 minutes. During check-in, I confirm with the TO that everything is good. If I prepaid, I check in through Best Coast pairings. When the games start, I trust my preparation. I play the game my list is built to play. Minor adaptations are normal. You'll see players and armies you didn't practice into, but I focus on staying consistent with the pacing and measurement habits I have already built. Stress management during the event. The most important thing I do is keep the event fun. Life is stressful enough, the tournament doesn't need to be. Here are a few things that help me. I don't look at everyone's lists before the event. I remind myself where I usually finish, around 3-2 or 2-3. This is so I don't create unrealistic expectations. If pairings go live early between rounds 3 and 4, I don't check them until I'm back at the venue the next day. I play a list that I genuinely enjoy, and I socialize. Socializing is huge. It prevents overthinking your last round or obsessing over the next one. It also builds long-term friendships in the community. One easy way to do this is checking in with a prior opponent and asking how their next game went. At the end of the day, tournament preparation is really about removing avoidable mistakes. If you understand your missions, know your list, and build good habits during practice, the tournament itself becomes much more enjoyable. Hopefully, this helps some of you feel more confident heading into your next event. If you have your own tournament prep habits, feel free to share them in the comments. I'm always interested to see how other players approach events.